This is one of the most difficult decisions that I've had to make while being a district attorney.
Lemuel Martinez says after careful consideration, he's decided not to move forward with the murder case against Benjamin Hilburn because of lack of evidence. Hilburn was just 10 years old in 2009 when he allegedly shot his father Brian in the back of the head with a shotgun. Hilburn is the one who called 911. The first officers on scene say he immediately confessed, saying he did it because his dad was punishing him. Hilburn's 6-year-old sister, the only other one there, told police she saw Benjamin with a gun in his hand, heard a shot, then saw her dad lying on the floor. But both the 911 call and the girl's testimony have been thrown out under a state statute that says statements made by anyone under the age of 13 are inadmissible in court, and all appeals have failed.
We've run into nothing but brick walls in the criminal justice system.
So what's left? Martinez says pretty much nothing, even for lesser charges. Ballistics were done to prove the shotgun was used in the killing. Brian's fingerprints and DNA were compared to rule him out as the shooter. What wasn't compared? Benjamin's fingerprints and DNA, leaving no evidence tying young Benjamin Hilburn to the shooting. Belen PD lead detective Joe Portillo.
It's a little heartbreaking.
Portillo says at the time they believed all the evidence they needed was collected. 5 years later, it's clear it wasn't. Back in 2009, both prosecutors and police were dealing with uncharted territory. At the time, 10-year-old Hilburn was the youngest person to ever be charged with murder in New Mexico.
Why wasn't the DNA of the child tested or fingerprints taken in relation to the gun?
Apparently there was a misunderstanding when it comes to children, I guess, that age. I mean, like you said, there's challenges. There's obstacles that we're not used to and some that maybe got overlooked.
But Martinez also thinks there needs to be changes in the law.
The heavy protections that the criminal justice has for children, in place for children. And it may be that those protections may outweigh the protections that we need for victims.
Do you feel like this boy got away with murder?
I do.
And how does that make you feel?
Like I said, what we do for the victims and the victim's family, and personally it feels like I let them down.
Says he is exploring the possibility of going back and testing the gun for Benjamin's DNA and fingerprints. It's still secured as evidence, but would still require a warrant signed by a judge. As for Hilburn, he's living in Texas with his mother. Hilburn's attorney tells us today they are obviously pleased. They maintain that he was defending himself and his siblings from an abusive father. Investigators say they have never had any evidence of abuse.